Katherine Eid. You can check out my blog at thebeanpost.wordpress.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make flaxseed crackers. We have here some flaxseed meal, whole flax seeds, I have some lentil flour, and my seasonings are sun-dried tomato, some diced red bell pepper, salt, garlic, some fresh herbs, and lemon juice. You'll also need some water and a baking sheet with some parchment paper and your oven preheated to 400 degrees. So we're going to start with about 3/4 of a cup of flaxseed meal. Looks pretty good. And then maybe another 1/4 of a cup of flaxseed. These measurements can be rough because each time you make it, the consistency can change just a little bit, making it a really flexible cracker. Here I have some lentil flour. You can also use almond flour or rice flour. I find any nut flour or whole grain flour works really well. So just another 1/4 cup or so of that. And we can start, just mix that all together, incorporate it. Now we're going to start with our seasonings. This is sort of the base of our cracker. I always start with some salt. And you can season these crackers with any number of ways. Any kind of combination of fresh herbs, spices, vegetables. Sometimes I like to put apple. But today, we're going to start with some diced sun-dried tomatoes. Here we go. Let's put them all in there. And some nice diced bell pepper. I like to dice all this really fine. You're making a cracker, so you want it to all have a pretty smooth consistency. Here we have a couple cloves of garlic, more or less depending on your preference, but garlic is really nice. It has a great flavor to these crackers. And I'm using today some rosemary and thyme, diced really nice. You can use, again, any herbs that you like. All right. And then some nutritional yeast. You can find this at any health food store. I'm going to use quite a bit of this, maybe 1/3 of a cup. It adds a really nice cheesy texture. Grated cheese also works in these crackers. Some Parmesan is great. And some lemon juice. Just a nice squeeze from about half a lemon. So from here, we're just going to mix it up a bit. Here we go. Get it all nice and incorporated. Perfect. All right, from here, we're gonna add water to the mixture. When you add water to flaxseed, you're gonna make a gummy sort of consistency, which is really nice. Just enough water to cover. All right, so we can see the water there. Perfect. Here we go. And while this sits for just a minute, the flax, the lentil will absorb this water. Okay? We're gonna prepare our baking sheet. I have here some parchment paper. And my oven again is at 400 degrees. And as soon as this gums up, becomes a more thick texture, we will shape the crackers, put them on our baking sheet, and put them in the oven. So our flax cracker batter has been sitting for a few minutes now. It's looking much thicker and gummier. It's absorbed the water. This is just what we're looking for. Now we're going to spread it onto our baking sheet that's lined with parchment paper. We want to get a thin cracker that's even as we spread it out. The best way that I found to control the texture and evenness in baking for this is to start with just a little bit of the dough in my hands. You're going to get a little messy. And I place it right onto the sheet. And I form it into its own cracker. Sometimes you can make whatever shape you like. I really like the triangle shape here. Makes for a nice cracker. So we're spreading it thin enough, about 1/2 inch or less, all the way around. All right. That looks pretty good. Another thing you can do is mark it to make it really have that cracker feel. This will show up a little bit after baking. Okay, here we go. And from here, we can just put it into the oven for 10 minutes or so, depending on your oven. It's at 400 degrees. In it goes. And we'll keep checking on that until it's finished. So here's our flax cracker. It's just come out of the oven. It should very easily come right off the parchment paper. And it's ready to eat. You can top this with any kind of spread that you like. Another cool trick is to use this as a really yummy pizza crust. Top it with some marinara sauce and whatever toppings, melt some cheese, and you've got a great, healthy, gluten-free flax crust. So here in this video, I just taught you how to make flaxseed crackers. Feel free to visit my blog at thebeanpost.wordpress.com.